Hello. Welcome to Wholesaling into the future. Woo! I'm excited. You guys all excited? Super grateful to be here, to have my entire Astro family, people not in Astro, folks that are in the real estate investing community, wholesalers, all alike. Today is going to be an incredible opportunity for all of us to look into how so many people in our community have been smashing it in their agent outreach. And we're going to get into all of that real quick. But before we do any of that, I just want to first find out who is with us today. So if you can, do me a favor in the chat, tell me what state you are joining us from. I'd love to see where y'all are coming in from. Tell me where you're at. I'm currently in Phoenix, Arizona. It is beautiful here right now. The weather is just beautiful. We have a brisk breeze. The sun is not beating down on us. I love Arizona this time of year. Just an incredible place to be. But we've got people joining us from New York, people from South Carolina, Hong Kong. Noel is in Hong Kong, man. Crazy. In addition to that, we've got some folks out of South Carolina, Ohio, Georgia, more folks from Arizona, Florida, Massachusetts, New York City, Southern California, my second home. Welcome. Super, again, just excited about today. If you are already a part of the Astro flipping community, do me a favor and also just put a rocket ship in the chat so that we all know who the Astro fam is that are joining us. If you're a part of the sub 2 community, do me a favor and throw up a deuce in the chat. Let me see all the deuces in here. Let me see all of the rocket ships in here. Come on, baby. I'm pumped. Can you tell I'm pumped? Yes, I'm pumped. I'm always pumped to be hanging with the folks, with the family. All the Astro people, let me know you're here. There we go. We got Astros. We got sub 2s. If you are in top tier TC, give me a TTC in the chat. If you are a family member of Astro Blaster, give me a rocket ship and fire emoji in the chat. Yeah, if you're already a family member in Astro Blaster, rocket ship and fire emoji, because that means that you are on fire in your rocket ship. Look at that. Ray Holloway, what's cracking, bro? Sub 2 family members, thank you all so much for joining us. Oh my God, Zachary Santillion, this guy is just smashing it right now. What's going on, baby? Good to see you. What's up, J. Pierre? Nice to see you as well. Jason Lee, what's cracking, bro? Smashed a huge deal out of Southern California using the Astro Blaster. Come on, baby. That's what's going on. Rosalie is joining us from Jamaica. What's it like out in Jamaica right now? I bet you it is absolutely beautiful. Thank you for taking time out of that beautiful vacation you must be on. Maybe you live in Jamaica. I don't know. It would be cool if you lived in Jamaica. I kind of wish I lived somewhere like that, right? That would be cool. But I don't. I live here in Phoenix. Why do I live in Phoenix, Arizona? Because it's the mecca of real estate. And if you are a person like me, if you love real estate, then you would have to be living in Arizona, because where else would you be? You wouldn't want to be in some soggy place like Houston, Texas, right? That place sucks. Nobody wants to live in Houston, Texas. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Where do you live, Andy Wrong? Where are you living?
Houston.
Oh my God, let's get rid of that guy. He doesn't even deserve to be on the stage living in soggy doggy Houston, Texas. I'm just joking. What's up, Andy? How you doing, bro? Oh, here he goes again. He's gone. What is happening here? One more time. How you doing?
What's up, guys? I don't know what was happening there. I want to move to Phoenix. I want to go to Phoenix.
You absolutely need to move to Phoenix. Listen, I've got nothing against Houston, Texas. H-Town is incredible. There is a restaurant in Houston, Texas called Aga's. If you guys have not eaten at Aga's, it's AGAS. I highly recommend you go and get the goat chops. Yes, I know that sounds disgusting, but it's good. It's so good. Those goat chops. Goat chops. Goat chops. They take a goat,
like
they chop it.
For like lamb chops?
Yes, but they're goat, and they're so good, Andy. It's like the most delicious, most scrumptious, most tastiest, juiciest.
What culture yummiest. Is
that? It's Pakistani food.
Oh, that sounds fire.
It is, man. It's absolute fire. It's delicious. You can also, Noel, if you don't like goat chops, they've got avocado chops. No, there's no such thing as avocado chops. There's no such thing as avocado chops. So we're just giving it a few more minutes for the people to come in and join us. We got a couple hundred of you already. Andy, yo, how excited are you?
I'm excited. I'm so excited. We've been doing this for so long, and like I want to show the guys what we've came up with in the past year.
I'm super stoked about it. And, you know, you have just been one of those people that have, expanded you've expanded my world because of the incredible invention that you created. And, you know, I'm super grateful to be a friend to you, business partner to you. And to have been able to like help guide you in your journey into, you know, the incredible business person that you've become and continue to grow into. It's just a blessing for me to have you in my world. So thank you, Andy. You're just awesome. We're going to bring you back here in just a couple of minutes. So sayonara for now, Andy. All right, guys, we're going to get started here. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the way Jamil Damji runs things, we're going to start this the way we would any other live stream. And that is with a prayer. And the reason for that is I truly believe that anything and everything that we want or need in our life will find its way to us through our source when we ask and take steps towards it. If this makes you uncomfortable, please do me a favor and mute me for 30 seconds. You can put your fingers in your ear and you can stand up and do the hokey pokey, whatever it is that makes you feel good for that 30 seconds, because we're going to be feeling good over here saying our prayer. But if you'd like to join us, here we go. Father God, we love you so much, Lord. Thank you for today. Thank you for opening all our eyes and giving us breath, for giving us the minds to connect and communicate with each other. God, we are so grateful for that. Lord, we ask that you guide each of us to your purpose for our lives, so that the steps we take are your steps, the words we speak, your words, the actions we take, your actions. God, we ask that you guide us to those individuals that will be of benefit to us, either through a financial gain or a lesson that we need to learn. And we also ask that you deflect us from those individuals that would waste our time or bring us harm. Lord, for any of our family members here that are in need of any additional understanding of the concepts that we teach, we just pray for perfect clarity in our minds. And for anyone suffering through any physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual pain, we just pray for perfect healing in our lives. And Lord, it is with humble hearts and in your heavenly name we pray. Amen. What's up? Doesn't that just make you feel so good when we can like lift our spirits up and raise our energy, raise our level of consciousness, and put ourselves in alignment with our Creator? It absolutely, it changes me. It changes the energy in the room. It changes the energy of what we do here. It charges our activity with the spirit of the divine. And to me, that is all we need, right? Because at the end of the day, God connects us to people. God connects us to each other. God brought you here today. I truly believe that. And I'm just happy. I'm super, super grateful for the opportunity to be able to be with all of you today. All right. So I'm going to introduce a good friend of mine who we already saw earlier. Now, I'm going to give you guys a little background on this cat. Okay. You'll notice that he didn't comb his hair today. And why should he, right? There's no reason for him to comb his hair. He's rich. And when you're rich, like this gentleman, you don't need to comb your hair. You can just wake up and you just walk out of your bed and you can just, have your hair all over the place. And it doesn't matter because you got all this money in the bank. But it wasn't always like that for this guy. Once upon a time, he had to comb his hair. In fact, he had to part his hair down the side. He had to do the whole Asian thing because it was what he had to do. He had to conform. He had to. He said he did comb his hair. He had to conform. He had to conform, and he had to be, everything that people expected him to be. But he doesn't have to do that anymore. Why? Because he's created himself a business where he makes $50,000 a month wholesaling houses without needing to spend his entire life on the telephone without needing to have to spend hours and hours and hours and hours texting people. And how the hell did he do that? How did you do that?
I don't know,
Andy,
Jamal.
wrong.
I really don't know. What's up, guys?
I'm just joking about your hair, bro. I'm just joking about your hair. You're a handsome guy.
Now you make me feel conscious about it.
You're good, bro. You're good. Listen, guys, first, Andy is a star. Okay. First and foremost, this guy is a star. How old are you, Andy?
I am 18.
18. When did you start your wholesale journey, bro?
15.
15
I joined,
years old.
Astro Flipping.
He joined Astro Flipping when he was 15. Yes. Now, I want to fill you guys in. Listen, I'm going to take you real quick, and then we're going to dive into meat and potatoes. Don't worry, guys. It's not going to be like a blah, 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 blah talking head live today. This is going to be like in the action, okay? But I wanted to just give you guys the story, okay? The story of what happened to this dude. So I want you to go back in time, okay? Andy was younger, okay? He looked a lot like this, but he had a side part. And he was in high school. Okay, he was in high school, and in high school, you know how it is, right? You can't even just go to the bathroom when you want to go to the bathroom. Like you got to put your hand up, and you got to say, you say, "Ma'am, sir, I have to urinate."
And then they're gonna be like, "You gotta do like, may I?
May I?
Like, may I go?" And it's like, oh.
So this is what he was going through, and here he is, right? He's trying to figure out how to wholesale, and of course, first, quick question: at 15 years old, why were you thinking about making extra money? How did that even become something that was like in your world? Like, why?
I didn't want to go to college, and I didn't want to have the regular 9 to 5. That's why I wanted.
Thinking about that at 15 is different, right? It's and maybe it's because of your parents, your upbringing. I don't know. I can't really say what it was that caused the ambition that this gentleman had. But what's incredibly just groundbreaking about him, right, is that he saw that he was not going to be able to do what he needed to do. And the reason he wasn't going to be able to do what he needed to do, which was his outreach to agents, right? Because that's what I teach. Primarily, the majority of the deals that happen in the Astro community come from two methods, right? One, wholesaler JVs, two, agent outreach. That's the primary model. And he knew that he's got to make these calls. He's got to have these conversations. He's got to at minimum talk to 50 real estate agents a day. And how the heck is he supposed to do that chained to a desk? Asking when it's time for him to go pee-pee. How is he going to be able to do that when that's his life, right? And so he's literally sitting there thinking about how to fix this situation. And he realized he had to build a solution. Okay, so at the tender age of 16, so he has a birthday, okay? And at 16 years old, it's summertime. Okay, he's instead of going to the arcade and having milkshakes and I don't know what do Asian kids do during the summer. You guys have math competitions or something?
Homework, yeah.
Okay, so instead of joining his other buddies, doing math like they like to have fun during some. I'm sorry, that was so bad. But instead of doing regular things that 16-year-old Asian boys do. He did what other 16-year-old Asian boys do, and he invented something. And he invented something incredible. And he invented what we now call the Astro Blaster. And what was that? What is the beauty of this is that not only did this solution help him tremendously in automating his outreach, but he was able to scale his outreach well beyond 50 conversations a day. Okay, now this guy is having 200, 300 conversations a day, and he just explodes his business, right? And we're talking like massive explosion. And now he's rocking and rolling, right? Because he's figured this out. He's tested the product. He's going summertime. He knew that now he can go back to school, and everything that he needed to do while he was in school was going to be happening automatically for him in the background. So, Andy, first, I want to understand, right? Like, at 16 when you're building this thing, where did you start? Like, what did that look like for you?
Like how really the system can like
Yeah,
came
like
to
what,
be.
like what I would have been completely overwhelmed because look,
Yeah.
if you're in the chat right now and you have a 9 to 5, okay, if you've got a 9 to 5 job and you're watching this right now, just do me a favor and write 95 in the chat, okay? Just put a 9-5 in the chat so that we know that you have a 9 to 5 job, because this is a struggle for a lot of people that are working full time. Okay, you and this is the thing, right? So you work full time, okay? Now you watch me, or you watch Pace, or you watch Wholesale Hotline, and you get all jazzed up and you know exactly what you got to do to get business. Okay. But the problem is that you got this 9 to 5. And we got so many people in the chat right now that have a 9 to 5 job. Okay. And so what ends up happening is you go to work, and how are you going to do your outreach during the day if you're going to work all day long? So this was your situation at school, right? So walk me through that, right? So walk me through how you understood that this is how you needed to free yourself of the time.
So the first thing I realized was I didn't have any money. So I got to figure out, I can't hire any cold callers from the Philippines or any employees, because I don't have money for that, and I don't have time to train to do any of that.
Correct.
And so the first thing I did was I started cheating, and I started using ChatGPT to do all my homework.
Wow.
So I can free up more time. So, that's not the most.
Do you get caught for that, by the way? Don't they have some kind of software to see if you're cheating on your?
I made them pretty legit. I did it, and then I like tweaked it a little bit, and then I submitted my essay. That's how I did them. And
amazing. All right, so you're cheating on your homework, and then what's next?
So I end up like figuring out, okay, well, direct mail won't work. I don't want to door knock because I physically cannot door knock. Calling won't work. I can't call during class. If I did, I'd have to call for the restroom.
Have you, by the way, just for clarity purpose, did you ever call from the restroom?
Yes, many times.
So were you ever using the restroom at the same time as you were calling?
I'll unmute. Okay. Probably. Yeah. Probably
I'm just wondering if you you were like,
so it had to get done.
If you had to mute yourself, or if that was
KPIs have to be hit. So,
I'm feeling super goofy today. So, okay. So you are there having conversations occasionally in the restroom. And those must not have been easy for you.
Yeah, there'd be just guys, in the restroom, or like I'll be in the locker room during lunch because I didn't have time to go get lunch.
And there's a certain kind of echo that happens when you're talking to somebody from a restroom. Yeah. And you guys all know what I'm talking about. Everyone who's on here right now knows exactly what I'm talking about. When you're talking to somebody and they're in the restroom, there's a certain echo in their voice. And there's an underlying bass of shame that you can hear in their voice as well, right? So there's this shame that's there, and then there's this echo, right, that's happening at the same time. And so I imagine the agents that you were talking to could feel the shame, and they could hear the echo, right?
Yeah.
How was that?
That was not fun. Most of the time it was just like the basketball team coming in the locker room, just yelling while I'm like on the phone with an agent. It was not fun. Yeah.
Okay. So fast forward, okay? Because I'm sorry. This was not. Let's like rag on Andy, because you're a genius, dude. You are a genius. Look, you have changed like thousands of lives because of what you created. Like, no joke, dude. There's hundreds of thousands of dollars in value is being created. We haven't done the entitle. We haven't done a full accounting of how much money has been generated throughout the entire community. But Matt Duke just recently posted that he has $100,000 in assignments on the board right now for the last 30 days. So for the last month, he's got $100,000 in assignments, all automated from the Astro Blaster, right? Like, how do you feel about that when you see, because look, I do this, this is part of my job, right? So I kind of understand now. I'm used to like what it feels like to know that you've impacted somebody's life, but at your age, right? How does it feel to know that you're doing this for people?
That's like my motivator is not money anymore. It's seeing that happen, and I'm sure you've way past that point. It's like
I never get tired of it, dude. I'm never tired of it.
Really? So just like it's always that feeling. It's like I indirectly or directly change that person's life in a positive manner, and it definitely has a huge impact on me. And that's why I do what I do. Is like, do you know why we've done so well for the 1,000 other people I've used it? Because our thing actually solves a problem. Like a lot of other platforms don't actually solve a problem. They weren't built by wholesalers. Our thing actually solves the core problem, which is getting your inputs in, getting your calls in, getting your conversations in. That's like the only thing that matters.
And then also the follow-ups, right? Because
follow-up,
because like this is where people lose steam. Okay, if you're in the chat right now and you've started outreach, okay, say it's even to homeowners, or you started outreach to agents, and then you fell flat in the follow-up. If you've ever fallen flat on follow-up, give me an FF in the chat. Just tell us, be honest, you've fallen flat in following up. Okay, that's because, listen, we know that it takes on average 8 to 13 touches for a real estate agent to give you a deal. So if you are calling agents and you're like, hey, I'm looking for an opportunity in original condition, needing a tremendous amount of work. Do you have anything I can see before you put it on the market? Great opener. And maybe you have a great conversation, and maybe you have them save you in their phone. But if you don't follow up with that agent, the likelihood of them sending you dude, look at how many people have fallen flat in the follow-up. Look at this. Right. And
if you
guys,
don't
feel bad. Yeah. Don't feel bad about this. I have fallen flat in follow-up myself, and I'm the GOAT of wholesale. Okay, I've fallen flat. I have fallen flat on my follow-up because it's natural. Life happens. It happens. You go back to work. You've got obligations with your family. You got to take your kids to soccer. You've got to do stuff. It happens like that. And then, you get back into your day-to-day life and you get back into the grind. And then all of a sudden it's like, I ain't got time. And then you feel so guilty. Because you said to these agents, you were going to call them back. You told them, I'm going to call you back in a week, 2 weeks. I'm going to keep following up with you. And then you don't do it. And then that guilt comes back. That shame comes back. And you're like, I'm not even going to follow up with this person now because like they probably think I'm a flake. They probably think I suck because I told them I was going to follow up with them. And then I didn't do what I said I was going to do. I'm exactly what I said I wasn't going to be. That's exactly who I am. I'm the non-follow-upper. I'm the guy who does a little bit of work for 3 or 4 days and then FF. I fall flat. Don't feel bad about being a human being. Okay, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. Guys, let me tell you something quick about the subconscious mind, okay? Your subconscious mind is going to find every effing reason that it can to keep you away from doing something it may perceive as being a risk. And let me tell you, entrepreneurship is a risk. It's a risk. Why? Because at the end of the day, you don't have somebody writing your check. You don't have a clock in, a clock out. Okay, you are on your own. And when you're on your own, that means that you don't have a safety net in that regard, right? And so the ego, the mind, survival, our mechanisms, our biological brain is designed to keep you from doing risky things. It's just how we're wired. And so the brain will start to give you thoughts, and these thoughts will start to disempower you. These thoughts will start to tell you, hey, man, maybe this isn't for you. Hey, maybe this wholesaling thing is something for other people. Like, I see that this guy is doing well, or I see she's doing really good at this, but maybe it's just not for you. Maybe we just don't have the time for this. Maybe we're just too overwhelmed. Maybe it's just, not for us. But let me ask you, okay, how many chances do we have at this life? One shot. We got one shot to get you don't got to get it right, and you don't got to get it right quickly. But we have to do our best, right? And that means that if we have an opportunity, if we can at least show up and give it our best, then we've done everything that we can possibly do to try to make the best life that we can possibly do. And bro, I mean, this is exactly what you did, right? You created for yourself an opportunity to make sure that you followed up, to make sure that you stand true to your word, and that you are actually having the conversations that you're supposed to be having in order to make this business work, right? So when you started seeing that it was working, when did you like clue in that this is something that other people could potentially benefit from?
It was my secret sauce for a while. I was like posting in the Facebook community, in our private community, about the deals I was doing in school. And people were just so curious and like, how the hell do you do that? And then someone reached out and got on a call with them. I showed him what my business operation is. And then he stops me halfway and he's like, how much you want for this? And at that point, I've never sold anything in my life. I've always been a wholesaler, and I thought I always going to be a wholesaler.
Yeah.
And that moment was like, well, I actually have the solution to a lot of people's problems.
Look at this, Jason Lee, right? This guy, he's wholesaling in one of the most difficult markets. People say it's difficult, but Jason Lee debunked that. Southern California, okay? He's a full-time driver. This guy's on the road all day long. And he just says, I drive full-time. Without Astro Blaster, he wouldn't have been able to get his first deal in Southern California. He's absolutely right. Because of Astro Blaster, it was doing the automated follow-up for him, and he got that first deal. He got that first crack, and it was big. I don't know if it was like 20 or 25K. Jason, tell us how much that first assignment fee was, if you can, in the chat. I don't want to misquote you. I don't want to say the wrong amount, but he smashed it. He definitely made tens of thousands of dollars on that, and he did it automated while he was driving, right? So again, this incredible resource, this incredible tool is being used by so many different people for so many different markets, right? Which again, it's some people are, because again, if let's think about the different modalities of lead generation, right? You got direct to seller cold calling, you've got direct to seller mail, you've got direct to seller texting. Okay, each of these tens of thousands of dollars to get a deal. Okay, you can do agent outreach, but that's going to take a lot of time. Doesn't have a high cost to it, but you're going to need to make those calls. If you're doing bandit signs, the average bandit sign right now is $4 a sign landed, meaning it costs you $4 to put that sign in the ground. Now, those bandit signs don't last longer than 3 days before bylaw enforcement comes and takes them away, right? So again, your first deal coming from bandit signs is going to cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. Meanwhile, we're sitting over here with this incredible tool, which is a fraction of that. And you're able to use it in every single market. From SoCal to New York, you can use the Astro Blaster to make deals happen, and you can make deals happen automated. Dude, it's gotta feel pretty damn good in order to be able to have created something that's got so many people having life-changing money wired to their account every month. What do your parents or what do your family think of the impact that you're making on other people's lives?
My dad, you've met my dad. He's a very hard person to impress, and he finally, kind of cracked and was like, I'm actually proud of you. And that was definitely a really touching moment. Was like, I finally got that validation I wanted from my dad. And my mom was finally like actually happy for what I did, because she doesn't care about money. She cares about like if I'm doing good, like for people. And just to piggyback from what you said earlier about follow-up, there was a case with the automation where an agent was followed with 9 times with no response. 10th follow-up, automated deal. Did $8,000 on it in Tampa.
Wow.
It was like, if you did that manually, Jamil, you probably would have stopped texting after 3.
3 or 4, I would have absolutely been done, right? 3 or 4, I would have been done. And have you generated from it? How much kind of revenue have you been able to make on it?
Wait, my internet just cut out for like 2 seconds.
Oh, no worries. So how many deals have you been able to create from this?
So the first 3 months, I did 28,000 from 3 deals in the summer. And then next month I do my biggest deal of my career for 40,000 in Tampa. It was that was just a crazy deal. And
so on. Now it's just automated. You got this thing on autopilot, and away you go, bro. I'm listen. From the bottom of my heart, and for everybody that's in this community, we bless you. We thank you. We're grateful to you. You're an incredible dude, bro. You are an incredible guy. You've changed so many people's lives. We want to get into the meat and potatoes of this system, and so unfortunately, I'm going to let you go so that you can go. What do you do at your age now? What do you guys do? Do you play with toys? Like, what do you do for fun? Well, you're 18 now, right? So you kiss girls now, or what is that?
I can finally do that, and I can barely drive. That's kind of my responsibilities.
Oh, damn.
Thank you for having me on.
I adore you, Andy. I adore you, bro. Peace out. Go enjoy the rest of your childhood.
I'll go back to playing chess.
Go back to playing chess. Hey, by the way, I just wanted to say your hair looks fantastic.
I'm a liar. You're a liar.
No, I was
later, dude.
I was only ragging you about your hair because I'm starting to get a bald spot in the back of my head, and it hurts me. It hurts.
Can you see?
Because I'm getting old.
Can we see?
I don't know.
It's not that bad, bro.
I mean, it's pretty bad, dude. It's like, and it hurts me. You
gotta get like biotin. You gotta get where is biotin, right?
Biotin. Okay, I'm done. See you, bud. So anyways, that's it. I'm done with talking to the kid with the hair. I love him. Andy, he's laughing in the backstage there. He's just like, this guy sucks, man. I love him though. Guys, give it up for my brother Andy. Actually, let's bring him back here let's actually give him a proper sign off. Guys,
no, dude.
No, give him, guys, come on, everybody, give him a round here. Give him some love. Everybody, give Andy some love, bro. Honestly, bro, you're a game changer. You're a life changer. You are so meaningful to so many people. You deserve praise. You deserve so much. And may God bless you continuously for everything that you've been doing for so many people. From the bottom of my heart, we love you. We thank you, bro.
Thank you, my brother.
All right.
See you
guys. Moving on. I want to bring up an individual that is a part of the Astro Blaster team. Not only is he a part of the Astro Blaster team, but he's using Astro Blaster every single day. He's not just somebody that helps people understand the platform and get onboarded and do all the things. He is somebody that is doing this business. And I love this guy because his heart is to retire his mother. Okay. He wants to retire his mother. He's so close. He might even be there right now. But this guy, I'm telling you, man, not only does he have big arms, okay, but he's got an even bigger heart. Okay. If you guys don't already know who this incredible young man is, Ethan Armios, what's up, baby? How you doing, bro?
What's going on, brother? It's always good seeing you.
It's phenomenal to see you. How are you today?
Can't complain at all. If I'd be any better, I'd be you.
How close are you to retiring, Mom, or have you already done it?
Goal is by the end of this year. But honest to God, I think I will get there a lot sooner. This year has had a great start to it, and I think we'll get there a little bit sooner.
Incredible. Ethan, you are so adored by members of the Astro Blaster community. You are adored by people in the Astro Flipping community. But for people who don't know you, very quickly, before we get into the system, explain what your average month looks like right now doing automated text outreach to real estate agents using the Blaster. What is your results?
Yeah. So as of 23, last year is pretty much my full year wholesaling. So we did about 204,000. Averaging about 17 a month.
Hey!
Yeah, so it was a really, really good year. This year so far, we've collected about 33,000 in assignments for the year so far, and
it's only February.
Yeah, and on the board to schedule within the next 3 weeks, we have about 84,000 in assignments.
Get the F out of here.
Yeah. With one of them, I want to show the conversation because I think it's going to be a really, really good example of how important follow-up is. It's one that I just assigned. That one's going to be about a $75,000 banger.
Hold on a second. Wait. So include that. Okay. That one's assigned. You said at 75K.
Yeah.
So what's the total?
So the total, I'm splitting it with another Astro student who's going to be making 50. So the total whatever the math is, 75 plus 50, I think 125.
Bro, dude, this is crazy.
I was like, that's what's gonna get mom to retire a lot sooner. Because I was like, with that, we'll be able to do a lot of cool things with the team, be able to bring on a lot more people, which is going to be obviously a lot more excited. So we're really excited about it.
All right, let's quit the talk. Let's get to shop. Okay, so
yes, sir.
I'm going to give you the opportunity here to share your screen, if you would, my brother. Share your screen and walk us through the process of how you make all this money.
So, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So, more or less, the reason why I love being able to share with students really how to utilize and leverage the system is I would like to think I'm at least a quarter as smart as Andy is. So I understand absolutely everything going on in the system, but you know, I do a fairly decent job of just dumbing it down and just making it pretty easy to understand.
Yeah, so make it as dumb as me. Okay, so like let's get real dumb.
Yeah. So moral of the story, Astro Blaster is going to be a super useful tool. Leverages AI and automation to be able to help automate your initial outreach and your follow-up outreach. So not only will you be able to say, hello, my name is to the agent and tell the agent exactly what you're looking for and what markets and what specific criteria. Once they've agreed to send you what you're looking for and ultimately work with you, then you'll be able to put them into the follow-up automations where they will be followed up with every 2 to 4 weeks, depending on the cadence, and they'll just stay in that follow-up system until they either say, hey, Ethan, stop bugging me, or they provide you a lead. So you're really just going to be hammering them away as the relationship goes on. So moral of the story, I think it'll be really, really good to ultimately just show how we even put people into initial outreach. So say there's multiple ways to really do your outreach, right? Say you're the busier individual. I know I saw some individuals in the chat that were
almost everybody here has a 9-to-5 job. Yeah.
So moral of the story is with an individual that might be a busy family person that might have a W-2 job, and your hours are really, spent 9 to 5 at your job, but you really want to dedicate and start building a significant real estate business for yourself. You can do initial outreach one of two ways. You can do it by automating your initial outreach, which is what I'm going to show in just a minute, but then also being able to do an initial message to these real estate agents to be able to help schedule phone calls for yourself where you're actually able to perform your initial outreach just via a scheduled phone call with the realtor. So this way you're not spending hours just dialing and cold calling agents. And even if you're such a busy family person, or your W-2 is so demanding and you're like, Ethan, I really only have an hour or two to do something for myself to help my family, get out of this slump that we're really in. If you're really able to schedule even just 10 to 15 phone calls with real estate agents within a particular hour, instead of just dialing a phone call and just cold calling, you're really able to make the best use out of your time. So the very first thing that I'll do is I'm going to just show more or less how you're really able to say you're the individual that is a busy W-2 person, right? So
so let's say I work at let's just say I'm working from 8 to 4 every day, right? So I've only got in the morning, let's just say I've got an hour. Okay, I've got an hour in the morning where I can set up my campaign. Okay, how long will it take me to set up my campaign?
So it actually doesn't even it takes no more than 5 minutes. Like what I'll show you right now, you'll notice that at full speed, this is probably going to take a minute or two tops. If you want to take that extra time to be able to answer your conversations that are over in the left-hand side, you could absolutely do so. But the actual setup of all those initial messages being sent out at full speed takes 1 or 2 minutes. So moral of the story,
show us start to finish what that kind of looks like.
Yep. So say at once you guys are really all set up in the system and your system is primed, your phone numbers are primed to the point to where you're able to send out 50 to 100 messages. Let's say right now, say you're that busy W-2 individual, you want to send out 50 messages to be sent out throughout the day, which is really nice because nobody wants to just send out 50 messages all at once and now you're just overwhelmed and texting while you're driving on your way to work. You don't want to do that. you can actually spread it out throughout the day. So it's a lot more manageable, especially if you do have a little bit more of a demanding W-2. So let's say here we want to select just 50 records. You're going to go to what I call the little funny little robot right here. And then we're going to click on that. We're going to send out this campaign, which is the first initial message that goes out to the realtor. So it's going to say something along the lines of, you know, hey, Sarah, my name is Ethan Armijos. I saw that you were really recommended. Could you help me out with a purchase in Houston? You know, and depending on if you want to just keep it strictly to text messages, you can keep it as is. Or if you want to do that scheduled phone call method of you actually wanting to be on the phone with the individuals, you could end that message by saying something along the lines of, is it okay if I call you between the hours of 5 and 6? So now you're actually scheduling those calls for after.
Heck yeah, dude.
So depending on how you really want to splice it, you can really kind of leverage it to where it really fits your personality type and your time. So moral of the story is this is going to be the campaign that I really want to send out to the agents. And you have 3 options here. But at the end of the day, if you're that busy or a W-2 person, I highly recommend just add and drip mode. What this really means, and it might seem a little daunting at first, but moral of the story is what you're really telling the system is this is just action. So this is just like labeling what you're going to do. So let's just say initial outreach 223. It's just essentially labeling the action that you're doing. Now you're going to say, okay, I want you to start on, say I'm going to be scheduling this for my outreach on Monday. I'll be scheduling it for Monday the 26th. And I want it to start at 9:43 a.m. I always like to start it on a really natural just time. So 9:43 a.m. So now batch quantity, I selected 50 total people. Okay. Now what I'm going to tell the system is, hey, Astro Blaster, on Monday the 26th at 9:43 a.m., I want you to text 5 people and then just repeat after, say every 1 hour, right? So now this is going to be a lot more manageable if you're you know, if you have a busy family.
Let me ask you a question. Where did you get the realtor phone numbers from? Did we give does Astro Blaster provide that for you? Is that where because we got somebody asking right now, Teresa's in the chat saying, where do the leads come? So who gave you those phone numbers?
That's a great question. So at sign up, what we give to all of new users is you're able to choose a particular market. We have every single major market across the country. And we have a proprietary realtor list that we've not only scraped, are they still active? Number one, they're still active, and we're ensuring that these are mobile phone numbers. So you're not just spending your time and your dollars just texting landlines and expired numbers. We have over a 95% hit rate of not only these are active numbers, but these are also mobile phone numbers. These individuals are still active practicing realtors. So you're not just texting old numbers. So moral of the story is, now that we've pretty much set this all up, what this is going to look like, and really just kind of explaining this well, what we said is, hey, Astro Blaster, on Monday the 26th at 9:43 a.m., I want you to text 5 people every 1 hour. You can decide to play around with the processing hours, but I like to just keep it simple. I don't want to touch that. And then as simple as just add to campaign. Now what I've done is I've scheduled the campaign to go out on Monday morning at the 26th.
And how many people have you scheduled it for the campaign to hit?
50 people total, five realtors to be texted every hour. So
yes.
And then what is beautiful about it is we do have an Astro Blaster mobile app. So even if you're on the go, we definitely aren't going to advise texting while you're driving. But once you're stationary, you'll be able to manage all your phone calls, all your text messages right from your phone. So this way you're not having to even just wait until you get at your computer again. So that's
Ethan, cut this shit. You text and drive.
Nah, us New Yorkers, as long as the cops ain't see me.
Okay. So you got the mobile app. You're getting, so you can actually respond from the app. So let's just say, okay, let's not get anybody into an accident. Okay. But let's just say you're on the subway. Okay. Mm-hmm. You're on the subway. Does cell phones work in the subway?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're on the subway.
It might stink a little, but it'll work.
Okay. You're on the subway. Right. And you start getting responses. So you can respond from the mobile app. You don't need to be at your desktop to respond to the agent from like within the application. You can do it on your phone.
All on the phone. So, and you'll be able to manage not only the text messages, phone calls, but also actually being able to initiate more automations from your phone, because you'll be able to actually set the tags that initiate further automation. So say you actually just spoke with an agent, hopefully not while you're driving, but say you just spoke with the agent on the phone, and you were just like, wow, Sarah was a great agent. She's gonna send me exactly what I'm looking for. I'm gonna add the tag follow-up, which is gonna now put them into the follow-up automation for Sarah to now get text in 2 weeks asking if she has anything since you last spoke. So you're able to actually automate, like actually put agents into the automations via your phone as well.
Unreal. Teresa, I want to give you a little bit of a correction here. So she says we supply the leads, we connect with the agent on your, the system connects with the agents, but we're not direct to seller here, Teresa. This is the beautiful thing. You don't got to deal with cranky homeowners. You guys have seen me cold call homeowners before. It's a great way to find leads. Yes, I direct to seller, nice juicy deals. Of course, it's great, but those people can be rather angry sometimes, right? They don't always want you to call them. They're not extremely happy to hear from you. Here's the beautiful thing about agent outreach. We don't deal with homeowners when we do agent outreach. We're dealing with agents, and because we're asking, here's the key, Teresa. Okay. The messaging is asking for them to send you anything that they have coming to market, not something on the market, but anything coming to market. Amount of work they haven't listed yet. So essentially, we're asking for pocket listings. Okay. Now, these pocket listings, because they're in original condition or needing a tremendous amount of work, these aren't houses that are typically going to sell retail on the open market, because most of these aren't financeable. Okay, most of these can't get a traditional loan on them. So a lot of times these real estate agents don't even know how to deal with these junky houses. That's when we come into the picture and we offer the solution of being the cash buyer for that pocket listing. Now, this is exactly the methodology we're talking about. It's called agent outreach. Now, if you could, Ethan, can you show Teresa what one of these conversations look like so that she can wrap her head around how this conversation would go?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me actually dive into my personal account right here. So you'll notice this is an individual that we just added into the automation today. We got in contact with her. Just thank you. We added her into the follow-up. So just nice thank you. We'll just mark that as read. Easy squeezy. Let me actually look up something. So this was an individual we actually just added on the 14th. And we sent a nice little thank you. Our buy box, which is all automated. So essentially, once we got that agreement from the agent that they want to work with us, we're going to add them into the follow-up automation just via a simple tag. What is also initiated by a simple tag is actually being able to send your buy box. So you just type the tag buy box, it sends an automated email, and then it's going to confirm as to whether or not they hit it, like that they received it. So,
okay, so let's read these out like it's a comic book. Okay, so read these out from start to finish. Okay, for anybody that's hard of seeing right now on my screen, I can't really see these messages. So can you read for us what this went and use your best reading voice possible? Like give us and can you change the voice for the agent? Can you do a lady's voice with a British accent? Go.
I can sound like Mike Tyson.
Okay, sure. Whatever works. Let's hear it.
So hey, howdy. My name is Ethan Armijo. You spoke to my partner Chris. Just want to introduce myself. We look forward to working with you. So I always like to send my contact info, kind of like your iPhone e-card. I'll personally send you over my email so you know exactly what I look for. Thanks again. Looking forward to working with you. Now the buy box automation is sent out. So this is essentially exactly what my buying criteria is. This is an automated email. So you don't even have to open up Gmail, type out anything. This is completely automated. So the buy box automatically gets sent out. Now what the buy box automation does is it just confirms that they received it. Okay. Now, if you're actually taking the time going through these conversations, you'll know that they didn't receive it because it's almost always going to pop up with a red triangle here.
Okay.
But just to actually text confirm that they received it, just sent over my criteria. Let me know if you received it. Again, these two messages are automated. Also,
so you didn't have to send those. Okay.
Nothing. I can be pretty flexible on some aspects of the buy box. Just a general guide. Thank you as always. And then she never responded. 24 hours later, hey Heidi, did you get it? Got it. Thanks.
No. In a new voice with an accent, please.
Oh, got it. Thanks.
Okay, good. And continue on.
Do you take a buyer's agent commission?
Okay.
Not sure what you mean. Are you licensed, and will you be taking care of the buyer side commission, or will I represent you as the buyer? I'm not licensed, and I would want you to represent me on all transactions we do together. And then she just never responded to that. So I think she was probably happy with that answer. And then even just today, right before we started, this was the very first follow-up message that just went out to her. So, hey Heidi, it's Ethan Armijos. Just wanted to check in to see if you had anything that you had come across, anything that might need rehab since we last spoke. Possibly. I'm working on something that I will let you know. So
amazing. Okay. So she's got something in the works right now. This conversation's going. I love it. Okay, let's move on to a conversation where you were actually given a deal. I want this conversation, but this time I want you to have the realtor's voice in a higher pitch. Okay, so like a little bit like this. Can you do it a little bit like this?
I have a singer's voice. I have a very secret talent, so I can get pretty high. All right. So
okay, can you sing? Let's have you sing the agent's response. So you read your message, and then I want you to sing the agent's response. Okay, go.
Sure. So you want me to read the so this is more or less the agent that I got that $75,000 banger from. Okay. You want me to dive just right into that?
Dive right into it. Start with you, and then sing her responses, please.
Awesome. So moral of the story, I had actually contacted her exactly a year ago, February 2nd. So we had a nice 13-minute conversation, just sent her my contact code. She essentially just right off the bat just started sending me like on-market stuff. So I really wasn't too interested in it. And there's going to be a lot of messages in here. You'll notice that this automation has bugged her for over a year now. Okay. So you'll really notice the tenacity of like what you had mentioned before, just with Andy. Like if nobody answers your text messages after like 3 or 4 times, you're probably not really going to respond to them.
True.
You'll notice the tenacity of like how this follow-up system really works.
Because the robot doesn't get tired, right? The AI, the chatbot's not going to, it doesn't have feelings. It's not, it doesn't get angry. It's not sitting here thinking, why is this agent not like me? Why does this agent not respond to me? It's just, all it's doing is its job, right? So, okay, read one of the messages, skip a few, read another one, and then I want to get you to singing. Okay, so I want to hear a response.
Hey, Kelly, it's Ethan Armijos. Just wanted to follow up to see if you had anything that might come across that might be good for a flip. You'll notice February 10th, didn't answer this. Hey, Kelly, hope all is well. Just wanted to follow up and see if it's been some time since we last spoke. Have you come across anything, that might fit my criteria? I have a meeting with a client on Friday afternoon with the property in Sumter, Florida. That could possibly be a flip.
Yes. Well done. That was so good.
I can get pretty high, bro.
So good, dude. So she said to you that she's got a meeting with a client that could be a potential flip. And then what was your response?
Hey, I hope all is well. Sorry for the late reply. I definitely look forward to following up with you on that one. I'll give you a call on Friday.
Okay. So moral of the story. And then what happened?
Yeah, we had a beautiful conversation on it. This wasn't the deal. This was almost a year ago. Okay. So moral of the story, this is we've gone through about maybe 3 or 4 leads throughout the entire duration of our relationship, but nothing really ever panned out. So if you really want me to just fast forward here, you'll notice this I've been in contact with Kelly now for over a year, following up twice every single month for a year. Nothing has really been ever able to pan out. And you'll notice almost of a span of like 3-4 months, you just stopped.
And these have all been automated messages. Yep. Everything. Guys, do you see the utility here? How many of you would have stopped if you would have stopped following up with this agent? Look at this. Look at all those messages. Look at all those messages. If you would have stopped following up with this agent, like,
so you'll notice the last time she responded was maybe mid-September. She didn't decide to respond to me again until about January.
And how many messages between mid-September and January did the automation send out? Just count it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. An email, so a voicemail drop. So 6, 7, 8.
And you didn't have to send the 9. Voicemail drop. It automated the voicemail drop as well.
Yep. So that was text message 10, 11, 12.
12 messages. Okay, and then if you could sing her response.
I'm doing well. I only have one house currently that I have on the market in Riverview. It's not really a fixer-upper, but I could use some updating. And it's a good area for renting.
Yes, that's so good. Okay, and then?
And then we got Tom Hanks waving. And then she just says, nope. No worries, thank you. And then it's just automated follow-up. So all these messages are really just automated. Okay, not yet. You'll realize she's only just like sending me very dry messages, only up until we have the banger that really just came out. So you'll notice that she just straight up like texts me an address. Hey, what's the price that you have in mind? You know, I was like, I can already tell this price is pretty up
I didn't
there.
understand what she said because it wasn't saying.
Sorry. So moral of the story is she sends me an address and I said, good morning, Kelly. I can already tell this property is up there in price. Do the sellers have a price in mind? They do, but they're unrealistic. Definitely needs to be completely updated. All right. So okay. Cool. What price do they have in mind? I'll review this shortly. And then moral of the story is they're asking 1.9. And I was like, oh, this is a high purchase price.
Yes.
And so I was like, got it. And I was just all the usual, like asking the basic, condition questions, like, you know, what's the condition of the age of the HVAC, roof, electric water heater, all that stuff.
Now, was that message automated or was that something that you wrote because you knew to ask those questions?
Yeah. So at this point, this is me now chiming in.
At some point, you've got to take control because you're going to want to start getting into real specifics, right? So guys, I just want you to also understand at some point you need to step in and take control of this so that it's not just continuing to send automations. And now you want to start asking pertinent questions so that the person understands what you're saying, right? And understands that you're serious about what you're looking for. Okay, continue.
Yep. So moral of the story, she's getting back to me on all the criteria, and then me starting to do a little bit more due diligence with my buyers. There's obviously a lot more stuff that usually I don't ever have to ask for with a $2 million house. So stuff about the boat lift, any pictures, do you have any prior knowledge on the seawall? Because this is a beautiful home in like a luxury part of St. Petersburg.
Okay, is it on the water?
Yeah, it's right on the bay. It's like it's a beautiful home in St. Pete.
Okay. So, and this is the one that you've got the assignment on.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So moral of the story, we're just getting all this stuff from in regards to the condition. Okay. I send out my offer. My initial offer was 1.6. They're asking 1.9. They didn't really want to go about it. So really just deciding to just take a crack at it. I was like, look, to be quite honest, let me just give it a shot at 1.9. Because I was like, you know what? They're just going to go to market with it anyway. Let me just take a shot at it. I can ask. And then you know what? They had some discrepancies of they might need to close later because the lady needs to purchase another home. So are you okay with the 60-day? Sure, why not? And then moral of the story is we get under contract. And at this point now, we had about a 10-day inspection period. Very last day of inspection, we were able to get buyer to submit EMD. At that point, it was $50,000 for each of us. I went back for a retrade, secured $75,000, an additional $25,000 for myself. And now we are all full steam ahead for closing on March 13th.
My goodness, guys. Yeah. $75,000 for Ethan. Another $50,000 for another Astro Flipping community member. This is $125,000 in total value, completely generated by auto follow-up. And we saw the number of messages between September to now. There was constant follow-up, continuous engagement to try to keep this agent on the hook for a potential opportunity. So much so that a human being would have quit months ago. $125,000 would never have been realized in profit if a human being had been at the helm of this. I just want you guys to understand what I'm saying here, right? That all of us would have quit. All of us would have quit at this point because there's no chance we would have continued to follow up with this real estate agent with the kind of responses or the lack of response for that matter that she was providing. Yes, by the way, incredible singing, Ethan.
I've been told on the weekend, just in disguise. La fin de semana, that's how they say it in Spanish. I'll take that title.
You're awesome, dude. But no, you're a great sport. Thank you for humoring me, and you made this fun for all of us, to be honest with you. But this is incredible, right? $125,000 in value generated because of the follow-up that was done not by you, but by the system. Ethan, outside of that, I know that the Astro Blaster offer has more than just automations for communication.
Yeah.
Right. We've got voicemail drops that get automated and sent out. Explain what that whole application is about.
Yeah. So at certain points of the automation, let me actually just try to find it here. So at certain points of the automation, you'll have what are called voicemail drops. So they're a little too, sometimes they work a little too well depending on where they are in the automation. So moral of the story is, let me just find it here within this automation. So this is essentially the automation that you will put an agent through, which is the very first initial message. And if they do not respond, maybe once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. So if you, at this point in time in the automation, to really start at the very first step of the ladder, this is the very first initial message you will ever send to a real estate agent. It's that, hi, Sarah. My name is Ethan Armijos. I saw that you were pretty recommended. That message that you first send out to anybody. Now that's the very first text message that ever goes out. They don't respond to that. A second message goes out. They don't respond to that. Third, fourth, fifth time now, if they do not respond, now what's going to be sent out to them is what's a voicemail drop. And essentially how that looks is it's going to call the real estate agent or really anybody for like a nanosecond. It's going to hang up and it's going to now give them a pre-recorded voicemail that you will set. And the reason why that's super powerful is now they've just gotten a missed call and they're going to be getting a voicemail. So it looks as though you really did just call them and now you're leaving a voicemail.
Can we hear what your voicemail sounds like?
Sure. Yeah, let me go into
anybody here remember a singer named Lionel Richie?
I know the name. Am
I just too old here? Do you guys, he sang that song once, twice, 3 times a voicemail. That song, remember anybody? That's basically what this did. But anyways, let's hear the voicemail.
Let me click on it and just let me know if you can actually hear it. Can you hear it?
I can't hear it. Can you guys hear it?
I may have to disconnect my headphones.
Okay.
That may be a little bit of the boo-boo.
Can they hear it? Maybe they can hear it. I don't know. No, they can't hear it. I can't hear it. No. Okay, so it's on. But anyhow, so the voicemail gets sent. They get to hear the voicemail, and now they've seen a missed call from you. They've got a voicemail from you, and that re-engages them to get back into the conversation. Now, in addition to voicemails, you can also call from the app. Can you explain that whole application to me as well?
Yeah. So what is really beautiful about the system itself is, and it was it was a pain point for myself when I was just starting in wholesaling, is the fact of there's very little platforms out there that don't cost an arm and a leg that allow you to call, text, and email all on the same platform. When I was just starting out, I had to go on one platform just to send out text messages. I had to just use Gmail for my email. I had to go on to another dialer just for my phone calls, right? It was almost like I'm spending like $300-400 a month just for call, text, and email services. And when I was really able to become an early adopter of Astro Blaster, I was like, holy crap, I can do everything on here. And it's actually attractive because it looks like an iPhone. Like the messages pop up like an iPhone. Anytime an email is sent out, everything is just on one display. So yeah, on the mobile app, and I wish I would be able to actually show my phone, but I don't think I have a cable. But moral of the story is, you're able to, on your phone, when you select a certain contact, you can email them. If you have their email, you can text them, call them. You can obviously always do that on the desktop version as well. So really, it's just, if you're on the go, you can use the mobile app to call, text, email. If you're on your computer, you can just connect your headphones to the system. You can call people. It's literally just as easy as calling Miss Judy over here. Call, and you're dialing away. Another beautiful thing that a lot of even just team members of my own, we have a power dialer which allows you to really automate a lot of calls. It's the dialer technology that we all know and love of a traditional power dialer, where you load up contacts in there, you press play, and it's just you're gonna start ripping calls. If you really want to even just get down to the nitty gritty of just getting on the phone and really just pounding the phones, you create that relationship, and once that relationship is formed, you throw it into the follow-up system. That's what in my business I truly do. I've just found that you're really able to create relationships on demand. And number two, you just create a much better rapport with the realtor, because no matter how advanced AI truly gets, when you're on the phone with someone, you really understand, do I actually want to do business with this person? Do I trust that their intentions are true? And do I feel like their heart is aligned with mine, right? Like however advanced AI is, you're never really going to be able to transcend that through words on a screen, right? When you hear somebody and you're talking to somebody, you're really able to transcend that. So that's what I do in my business. That's what my team members do. We have that genuine conversation with them over the phone. Once that relationship is formed, we absolutely leverage the heck out of the follow-up automations.
Bro, last thing before I let you go here, dude, because you've blown our minds. You sang your heart out, dude. You're by the way, dude, you're such a good sport. You're such a good sport for
you, bro.
even just you putting up with my garbage. But Offer Blaster.
Offer Blaster is it's still in beta. It's still in beta. So it's something that is offered to the community still as beta. We're still ironing out the kinks. But one of the beautiful things about Offer Blaster is it's going to be able to be used for on-market opportunities and off-market opportunities. And really, as it starts to roll out, as of right now, what is available, and for you guys to hopefully be able to wrap your brains around, is essentially say you have you have access to sites such as Privy, and you have a whole maybe like 50 leads on a screen that you're like, wow, I want to reach out to all these people. It's going to take me maybe a week to reach out to them. Well, through the system, what you'll really be able to do is, if you're able to really get all the mobile phone numbers for all those listing agents, you're really able to plug those addresses, mobile phone numbers into the system. And what the system will do is they'll actually reach out to that real estate agent, and this is all automated. It'll reach out on behalf to be able to get the information required to be able to actually allow you to comp it accurately. So it's going to reach out to that real estate agent, ask, hey, Sarah, I just saw that you're a listing agent. I'm really intrigued with it. Would you be able to answer the following questions for me? And it'll actually ask what's going to be important for you to know in order to comp. Once that agent gets back to you with the information, it'll say, great, looking forward. I'll get back to you either by tonight or tomorrow morning. And then that'll give you enough time to be able to comp it. Now you'll go back to that agent, and within the system, you'll be able to write out within certain fields how what your offer is going to be. It'll have preset filters of, okay, this is going to always be my title company. This is going to be the terms of exactly what I need on my offer letter. So what will actually be done is, once you move it over into send offer, it's actually going to blast that offer letter over to that realtor without you actually having to create an offer letter, you having to create or generate an email. And imagine you being able to send out 50 offers all at once. And imagine being able to do that on a consistent basis. At that point, your biggest hurdle is running out of listings in a certain particular market. But after that, what's going to be really important after Offer Blaster is really out there is going to be the follow-up system on Offer Blaster. At that point, it's really going to be exciting, because all of that follow-up is going to be predetermined by temperature of the lead. So if it's a hot lead and they're like, hey, Ethan, you know what? This seller they're getting desperate here. They're going to want to sell quickly. If it's determined, if you set it as a hot lead, that follow-up system is going to follow up with them every 1 to 2 days. If it's a lukewarm lead, it's going to be followed up with every 5 to 7 days. And if it's just determined as like a cold lead, like they say, hey, Ethan, you know what? There's no way in heck that they're going to ever accept that low ball of an offer. You know what? It's just like, I appreciate if, the seller's just going to decline it. Okay, no problem. If you set it as a cold lead, that lead will get followed up with every 10 to 14 days on your offer. So the follow-up system is going to get even crazier. So the actual technology itself, it's only continuing to evolve. It's only continuing to grow. But Jamil, to be quite honest, one of the beautiful things that I feel like we haven't even touched, other than the technology, is really just what comes with actually getting you guys onboarded and set up. Because how advanced AI really is, a lot of people may feel overwhelmed with it. And I always try to do as best as I can to really help every single user that hops on, just to try to understand it as best as possible. I not only have live calls every single Saturday and Sunday, I'm on there each call for 3 to 4 hours. I dedicate 3 to 4 hours of my time on Saturdays and Sundays for you guys to answer. I don't hop off that call until everybody's questions is answered. Some people will literally say like, hey, I have this going on, and I'm like customizing their entire system, and I'm on there until everybody's questions are answered. So there's never a point in time where somebody feels like they're being left out or not being attended to.
We've got people in the chat saying you're absolutely 100% telling the truth. You are there constantly being helpful. You don't stop until everybody gets talked to. I mean, bro, you are an incredible asset to this community. You're an incredible asset to the Astro Blaster family. You're an incredible asset to the user base of this. I mean, you're phenomenal, bro. You're phenomenal. You're helping so many people, Ethan. You're helping so many people change their entire lives. You're a blessing, bro. You are a blessing you're a blessing to everybody's life, man. Honest to goodness.
Thank you, brother. No, and honestly, honest to God, you've been a blessing to me. That's why I can't do anything but just reciprocate that into the community itself. I love being able to hop on those calls. Honestly, they're the highlight of my week, and I say that to each and every at the beginning of every single one of my calls and at the end of every single one of my calls, is that genuinely those are really the highlight of my week. Being able to just pour my time back into every single person that is taking the time out of their day just to wait an hour or two on a Saturday or Sunday just to be able to get the question answered. Like, if you're able to just invest that time in yourself, I'm always going to invest back into them. So not only do we have those live calls, but guys, especially one of the things that like I'm really excited about just rolling out is at sign up, we have what's considered an MSA program where you're going to be assigned a particular success advisor for your first 4 weeks when getting signed on. So essentially, you're going to be getting a one-on-one call with one of our success advisors once a week for your first 4 weeks. And what that's really going to be used for is really just to be able to make sure that you're following the accelerated program that we have set for you guys. So it's like your first week, are you getting through the process of A2P approval? Right now, that's shaking up the SMS, space in general. We're able to get people approved and on their way within their first week. So your first week is making sure that submission is in. That's already being in review. And then now, are you following the courses? We haven't actually even dived into the courses that we have in the system. So within the system itself, we have 2 separate courses. One course, if you guys are not a part of the Astro family, we have a wholesaling course. So if you're brand spanking new to wholesaling, we have a course that I recorded that teaches you fairly well on A to Z how you can get started in wholesaling if you're just brand spanking new. And then, of course, just to this unique to the system, of course, we have an onboarding course that'll show you exactly how to set up your account and, of course, how to use the system entirely. So during that first week of that 4-week accelerated program, your first week, your sole duty is to be able to make sure you're getting through the process of A2P and then going through the courses that are necessary for you to succeed.
And for those that aren't familiar with what A2P is, it's getting yourself registered so that you can legally send text messages out, right? So in order for the system to allow you to send these messages, we got to go through what's called an A2P registration. And this is what our onboarding process is about, getting you through. And so what Ethan's talking about is getting through A2P and then?
And then and then your first week going through the A2P submission, and then also just making sure you're going through the course itself. So ideally, if you're already aware of wholesaling, you're in Astro flipping, you don't necessarily need my course whatsoever. What is required, though, is for you to go through the Astro Blaster Launchpad here. So this way you're getting acquainted with how to set up your account and then also how to use the system, of course. So that is almost mandatory.
And you know what's really incredible about what we do, right, is in order to get A2P approved, you need to have a company website. Yep. And most people don't have a company website. Astro Blaster is the only platform in the industry that builds you a freaking website so that you get A2P approved. We build you a website so that you get your A2P approved, and it's all included in being in the Astro Blaster platform.
Yep, bro. Honestly, sometimes I forget about a lot of the cool things that we have just included with the system. Yeah, like.
Well, and by the way, we build that website for free.
Yeah,
it's all included. It's all included in your Astro Blaster membership. Like insanity.
Yeah, Like some people will pay just $500 just for like a pre-built Wix website.
No shit, dude. That's like $500 is cheap, bro.
Yeah.
Most people spending are over $1,000 for a business website, and it comes as a part of what you get here. Like, bro, we've got a dialer system. We've got automated offers. We've got automated agent outreach. We've got automated follow-up. We've got automated voicemail drop. What don't we do?
Yep.
What don't we do?
Honestly, and we're only coming out with just more stuff, and like we're really excited about it.
Ethan, I love you, dude. I from the bottom of my heart and from everybody in this community, if we could all do me a favor and give Ethan some love here in the chat, guys. Everybody throw Ethan some love.
And if I didn't blow out your eardrums, sorry.
If you guys can, throw one of them little music notes in the chat for Ethan, so that he can we can all show him our appreciation for everything that he brought to us today. You're the best spirit, brother. You have the best heart. You are truly a blessing to this community. You're a blessing to this business. We love you so much.
I appreciate you. I love you, and I love this community, brother.
My dude. Guys, again, there you go. Look at all these music notes for Ethan, baby. Yeah, that guy's got the pipes on him. My goodness. Can you guys believe he didn't just tell me to like pound sand when I said sing the responses for the agents? Honestly, I would have been totally fine if he was like, I'm not doing that. But no, he did not say that. He was like, okay, I'll sing the responses, because that's who Ethan is. He's just that guy. He's incredibly kind. And, he's the kind of person that will, give you the shirt off his back or sing if you really want to hear him sing. Now, guys, I want to bring up a couple of folks that have been absolutely smashing it using the Astro Blaster platform. It's one thing to see how Andy, the genius behind this, has created for himself an incredible business out of this. It's another thing to see Ethan, the man with the golden pipes, be able to create a business where he's generating roughly $20,000 a month in revenue, automated, where he's now for this year has $125,000 in value generated and an additional $50,000 in deals set to close. This guy is a beast. But I want you to hear from other people in the community that have been able to leverage this platform and absolutely knock it out of the park. First on that list is Mr. Zach Santillion. Zach, what's cracking, my dude? How are you today?
I am good. How are you?
Where are you joining us from, man? I'm wonderful. Thanks for asking.
I'm in Arizona. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona.
You're in hot balls, Phoenix, Arizona, one of the most difficult and competitive markets in the United States to wholesale in. Why is it super competitive? Because guess who's here?
You.
And my company, Keegley, we dominate here. And most people would say, how would anybody ever be able to do business when you got to deal with the 9,000-pound gorilla Keegley in your market? But that has not stopped you. Zach, walk us through your experience with Astro Blaster so that we can all understand how you've been absolutely killing it in a very competitive market using this tool.
Yeah, so I got Astro Blaster like pretty much exactly a year ago, February of last year. I got my first deal using my phone, and I was just calling agents on the MLS, and I was just following up through text and whatnot. But it got to the point where it's like there was just too many people to keep track of, and I was noticing that was an issue for me and my business. So I realized that I needed to, get some sort of CRM that was able to manage those leads better. And the timing just went perfect because that's when I heard that Andy came out with this platform. So it was just an easy choose, and from there on, I mean, it's just been the complete like bloodline of my business. Like,
so walk us through it. What does it look like right now? What over the last, so what's the monthly average right now in deals that you're creating right now from the Astro Blaster platform?
If I were to spread it out monthly, it's probably 15 grand.
About 15,000 a month. What are you sitting on right now? What's the last deal that you've done?
So the last deal that I've done, it closed last month, and it was a $60K deal, total of 150K in assignment funds. And it was from an agent that I found through this platform, and it automatically followed up. And then he ended up sending me an email to this property and just went from there.
Dude, how game changing has this been?
It's literally, it's everything. I mean, the reason why I kind of wanted to hop in here and talk about it was just because like it changed my life. And I mean, there's nothing, I don't know what I would do without this platform. It suits my personality. It's the most efficient way that I've seen possible to follow up in this business. And I just love it.
If there's somebody watching this right now and they're just like, I don't know if this, investment's worth the ROI. I'm kind of on the fence. What would you like heartfeltly, what would your response be to that?
So I would say I would assume that the people in this live are serious about this business. And if you are, it is hands down the complete investment. You'll get that back tenfold in one deal. And if you're short on funds, which I know some people are, like if possible, like do your best, prove to yourself that you want to be in this business, get a deal first, and then use that money, invest it into yourself, invest it into your business, and get Astro Blaster, because there's going to be a point where you're going to need to, manage all these leads and have this follow-up system. So it's the way to go.
My dude, Zach, I'm proud of you, bro. It's been incredible to watch your journey in the community. It's been incredible to watch how you've been able to take this and absolutely kill it in this very difficult market in Phoenix, Arizona, where there's every real estate guru, if you want to call them that, comes from here. Wholesaling, like this is the birthplace of it. This is where it's just like fighting tooth and nails. We got the all-in guys, we got the Morbies, we got me, we've got, it goes on and on and on and on and on, right? There's so much competition and none of that matters, because at the end of the day, you can't outcompete consistency, and nothing is more consistent than automation. It's a fact. It doesn't have feelings. It doesn't get tired. It doesn't need to go to sleep. It's not hungry today. It's not hungry ever. It just wants to work. I love you, Zach. I'm proud of you. I can't wait to see what you do over the next 12 months in this community and in your business. You're phenomenal, and you are an inspiration to so many of us. God bless you, bro.
Thank you, brother. Love you. And thanks for
love you back. Of course. He must have been sitting back there like, what is this guy going to make me do? Am I going to have to sing? I don't want to sing. How do I get out of this live right now? It's probably what he was trying to figure out, but he was like, man, I'll just do it. Next up, guys, I want to introduce you to another Astro Flipping community member who is smashing it with the Astro Blaster. What's cracking, Mr. Adrian Sanchez? How you doing, baby?
Doing good, Jamil. How you doing, man?
I'm
nice
excellent,
to be on here.
I'm happy to have you here. Listen, I just want to, real quick, I wanted today to be nice and tight. I wanted to deliver as much value in as short a time as possible so that people could understand the utility of this incredible platform. And if you could, Adrian, tell us, what has your experience been with the Astro Blaster platform?
Let's do it. I mean, first year, I did all my deals with an iPhone. So I was just like hand dialing, doing all this stuff. I built a database with my cell phone. Took me 8 months, and that was around like 800 agents, and that was literally with my cell phone in a spreadsheet. And that's year one. And just so that you see numbers, year one I did like I think 39,000, if that. And then year two,
which again, it's 39,000. Okay, 39,000 is not bad for just getting started. Okay, it's not bad for just getting started, but I mean, it's not, that ain't going to be money to like change your life, right? That's about what you get paid in a regular 9-to-5 job.
And that was with my cell phone, man. I was working a 9-to-5 with my cell phone. So year two, I was like, I really need to bring in systems. And then having Astro Blaster introduced to me, man, it's a game changer. I will tell you, last year I did just shy of 125K.
Let's go. Deals. Have you quit your 9-to-5 job yet?
Oh, yeah. No, I've always been willing to bet on myself, man. And that's why I know Zach just said, like, if you can do a deal and then buy the software, I say buy the software now. You got a credit card, do it. Like, you will get that return very easily.
$125,000. Oh, what did you do in school, by the way? Like, just so I have an understanding. Like, what was your 9 to 5? How much were you earning in your 9 to 5? Just so I can make a comparison here.
So I was working part-time, going to community college, and then working at Best Buy. And then, I mean, man, you're selling electronics all day long, and you start to see like there's a bigger picture. And so with all this stuff going on, AI and stuff like that, you really start to see what pretty much sales, man, the scale is to the roof. Like there's no cap on it. And so working a part-time job, making maybe like 30K a year, and then going full-time into wholesaling off of savings with my first year. And then that's where I was like, all right, 39K is pretty cool. And then being able to buy Astro Blaster to fully just take off and build systems, build an actual legit business is what made the difference changer for me.
My dude.
As a matter of fact, we just closed the deal today. Like I got this while we were on.
Show us that check.
This is
what do we got?
We're looking at 5,700.
5,700 bucks, just light change, chump change.
Yeah, and honestly, I was able to bring someone on my team this year, man, and I could tell you what, having Astro Blaster, having him dialed in on it, he built a database that took me 8 months in 2 months. He now has 800 agents in his follow-up, and he's about to kill it. He's bringing in leads like crazy.
Wow, dude. My goodness, bro. Like this has been one of the most incredible things that I've ever seen happen in this business, right? A young buck comes in, solves a problem, sees a need, solves a problem. And then he is continuing to pave the way and create so much opportunity for all of us, right? Like when you think about a dude like Mark Zuckerberg, like, you know, and I'm not going to get Andy's head too big and tell him he's like a Mark Zuckerberg, because he's going to call me he's going to call me tomorrow. He's going to be like, so what did you mean when you said I was like Mark Zuckerberg? Tell me more. And I'll be like, dude, shh. But for real, right? Like the you know, he's freaking special, dude. Like this is no joke. This is game changer for so many people, right? It took you out of, what do you have? You have a family, bro?
Honestly, my parents are immigrants. So coming here, I got 4 brothers, we're 5 boys. I knew that my parents weren't going to afford college for 5 boys. So had to make something happen. So no kids right now. I just got a girlfriend and we're living it up.
Does she what's she think about all the money you're making right now? What you get her for Valentine's Day?
Oh, we took care of her. She's got her earrings. She's doing what she likes. She's seeing the chats and she's just like, how can I get one of those? And she doesn't even believe that she can. And I'm like, I'm about to get her signed up for her real estate license soon, and she's going to be killing it. I mean, I'm not even worried about it. I want to see the people around me kill it. And I'm excited to see her do it. And I honestly wanted to speak on the community. We're getting sold a software, but the community is even better. I've been able to close deals with some people in the community and then even sell a deal to someone in there. So not only are you buying a software, you're buying a community that's endless help.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Hey, if there's anybody here listening right now that's just like, man, I'm still a little bit on the fence. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts are you should always be confident in what you do. And
Amen.
I think what you do, if you think that you really are serious about getting a wholesale business dialed in, Astro Blaster is just the beginning. So I'll tell you what, I bought this when it first launched. From where it's at a year ago to now, man, it's magnificent. And I'm telling you, man, I power dialing and then touching them a second time, this is like cake. Like I think it's endless opportunities, and I'm excited to see what else is to come.
My brother, I love you so much, Adrian. Congratulations again on all the success. The community is better for it with you, and we're all just incredibly proud of all the things you're doing. So we'll see you again in the community, and everybody that's going to join us today will have an opportunity to meet you as well. So take care, my brother.
Appreciate you. It was nice getting on here and letting you guys know this is a great decision.
My man. All right, guys, we're going to take it back here to my man with the hair. Andy, how does it feel, dude? How does it feel seeing all of this happen? Like being being the guy who like truly made this go down?
Unbelievable. You see Zach's life, probably did one of the biggest deals with Astro Blaster, $160,000. I mean, I thought I was hot shit for doing 40K, and then he comes in here and does $160,000 in one of the most, if not the most competitive markets in the US. I mean, you got guys like you said.
It's crazy. It's crazy, dude.
So,
it's absolutely insane. And I just wanted to again just have a tremendous amount of gratitude for you. I know I was busting your chops earlier on today, but I just do that because I love you. You're like my little brother. It's like giving you virtual noogies, but man, you're special, bro. You're different. And what you have done for people here is life-changing. You're changing the trajectory of families. People's kids are going to have opportunities. They're going to go to schools. They're going to live in homes and be in neighborhoods, and they're going to marry people, different people, different economic situations because of what you did. Babies and families are going to be formed because of the impact that Andy Wrong made, because of a need that he had to solve at 15 years old, bro.
They'll be doing deals in high school.
It's insane. It's insane. And, again, if we could in the chat, if we could all just give Andy a tremendous amount of love here. Andy, we love you, bro. You're you absolutely are the chopstick of my life. I think you're
That's a good compliment.
You're the best, dude.
Who's the second chopstick? Are you my second chopstick?
Ethan's my second chopstick.
Because there has to be two.
You do need two. Massive gratitude for you. Massive gratitude for you, brother. Everybody's sending you love. Tabitha, guys, look, Tabitha's in the house. Tabitha, this lady was a COVID nurse. She's got the Astro Blaster dialed in. She's making, 30, 40K a month right now. She's just living life. Got kids hanging around her all the time. She ain't got time to be on the phone hand dialing agents. No, she's got babies. She's got things to do, but she has created for herself one of the most incredible businesses, again, as a result of Astro Blaster. You guys might have seen her on previous lives, but Tabitha Jones, we love you. You are incredible. And just good job. Good job for being the best, Tabitha. Now, guys, real quick, before I show you where you guys can participate in this, I just want to walk you through what it looks like if you are using other methodologies for your outreach process, right? So if you're doing, let's just say you are old school and you've got PropStream, okay? If you got PropStream, you're paying $99 a month for PropStream. They're going to give you 10,000 leads in that. They're not skip trace leads though, so you're going to have to skip trace for 15 cents a lead. That 15 cents a lead is going to cost you $1,500. Now, usually those 10,000 numbers aren't enough for one deal, so you're going to have to buy two. Now you're going to have to skip trace that second list, which is going to get you to $3,000. If you're lucky, you'll get a contract out of that, which takes you to a cost per contract of roughly $3,000 for one deal. Let's just say you go and hire a VA. If you hire a VA to have 50 conversations a day with real estate agents, which let me tell you, the VAs are going to suck at those conversations because agents are going to eat their buttholes. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said it like that. Agents are going to eat them alive on those calls because VAs just there's just a disconnect there. Okay, there's a disconnect there, and we know that. Okay, we know that happens. But let's just say you get one of the best VAs ever. Okay, and they are able to follow up 8 to 13 times the way that you need to follow up with an agent. It's going to cost you $1,500 a month just for the VA. Then you're going to have to buy the phone numbers. Then you're going to have to make sure that all those follow-ups happen. And it's usually going to take you roughly 3 months of outreach at 50 conversations a day before you even get to your first deal, which is going to roughly cost you $4,500 if you hired a VA to do your agent outreach for you. So we've already got $3,000 on PropStream, $4,500 for a contract on using a VA. Let's just say you did pay-per-click advertising. The average pay-per-click cost per contract right now across the United States is $3,500. Let's just say you did direct mail to get your first deal. That's going to cost you, depending on where you live, anywhere between $3,000 to $10,000, depending on the market. Let's just say you use bandit signs and you're in one of those tiny little markets where bandit signs work. At $4 landed per sign, you're talking about on average $2,800 at minimum for one deal using bandit signs. And if you're rich like Brent Daniels and you want to use TV ads, we're probably looking at around $10,000. $10,000 for one contract. Guys, what we saw today was an incredible thing. We saw a young man solve a problem, solve a need by creating a platform which has absolutely revolutionized the entire business. We've seen cost per contracts anywhere between $3,000 to $10,000 be completely outshined by this platform, dominated by this platform. We heard from Ethan, who's close to retiring his mother, generated $125,000 in value just since January of this year. Last year, he made over 200 grand. He killed it. He's about to retire Mom Duke. Zach Santillion did one of the largest deals ever on the platform, $160,000. Adrian is telling you that he would not have been able to do this without it, right? If you were to put a price tag on a platform like this, if somebody was to charge you $8,000, would you think that's a deal? Just be honest with me. If somebody said to you, for what you guys heard today, for what you heard, if somebody was to say you can get a platform that will do everything that you've seen today and it's going to cost you $8,000, would it or would it not be a deal? Tell me in the chat. Would it be a deal or not? I for damn sure would absolutely think that's a deal. At $8,000, somebody said $8,000, you have an automated platform that's going to have conversations for you, that's going to follow up. Dude, it went from September. Ethan's agent was being contacted since September. Every human would have stopped by then. Every human would have stopped. It would have absolutely been worth $8,000. It would absolutely be worth $8,000 for you if you had a platform that was able to do this. Okay. So today, guys, I'm going to raise the price to $8,000. So I'm just kidding. Okay. It's not $8,000. It's nowhere near that. Astro Blaster is yours for $997. That's going to cover your setup cost, and it's $97 a month after that. Guys, I'm telling you, it is a steal. It is a steal. And so many of you would have paid $8,000 for it. There's a limited number of people that we can have join the community today. So a link is in the chat right now. Go make the decision of your life. Go make the decision of your life. Stop sitting in that space of indecision. Don't let the subconscious mind be what is driving what's happening in your world. This is a tiny investment for getting yourself everything that you're trying to accomplish in this business. It's solving the problem of how do you do this while you're at work? How do you do this when you don't have time? How do we pay for the lists? All the lists are there. We give you all the numbers. It's solving the problem of communication if you are unavailable all day. In addition to that, the Offer Blaster is getting offers out on all of the on-market deals you need to have. Even though it's beta right now, it's one of the most incredible pieces of technology that's being offered as a part of the platform. You wouldn't have been able to even buy a website for what this platform costs. And it just so happens that we build one for you for free. Take the plunge today. The link is in the chat right now. Be a part of the most incredible community of Astro Flipping, Astro Blaster, Astro to the moon people that exist. We want to see you in this community. And I also want you guys to understand that as a part of this community, Ethan does a coaching call with you every day of the week, answering all of your questions. You are handheld through this process. Guys, the link is in the chat right now. $997. It's the least amount of money that you could ever spend for changing the rest of your life. It has been my honor to be with you guys today. We're going to leave this open for the next little while so that you guys can hang out. Make that decision. Take the plunge. You really have nothing to lose here. If you have been failing on your follow-ups, if you've been failing to do the work because of life, because of your job, why are you going to let that stop you? Link is in the chat. It's been an honor to spend this afternoon with you guys. It's been an honor to hang out with my brothers, Andy, Ethan, Zach, and Adrian. I am beyond blessed for being able to have this opportunity to be able to be a part of your guys' financial journeys, to be able to bring to you this incredible platform that has revolutionized real estate outreach, that has revolutionized the game of wholesaling, and that can change your life. Click that link. We'll see you on the other side. Take care, everybody. Link is there. You got a few minutes. Wow, I can't believe how many people have already taken action. We have a very limited number of seats still available, guys. Click on that link right now. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all of you that have taken action already today. Just a few seats available. Get it before it is gone. Absolutely, Carrie. We recommend this for anybody in the business. Limited seats. Click the link. Don't miss out. Guys, we are at 90% full. I'm overwhelmed with how well this went today, guys. Wow. 90% full. Don't miss this opportunity. A few seats remaining. Click the link. %95 capacity. My goodness, guys. Just a handful of seats remaining. Take that action.